All right, we'll go ahead and get started. So let's start by settling the body, adopting a stable, comfortable, upright position, serviceable for meditation. So we think about keeping our feet flat on the floor, our back straight, torso open, hands in the lap right over left with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. And try to avoid slouching or leaning, but we also let go of any unnecessary tension, or rigidity in the body, relaxing into a stable, comfortable, upright position. Just allowing the body to fall into place. And we cultivate a sense of letting go of attending to the environment, allowing sights and sounds to be as they are without investigation. Letting go too of thoughts of the past and plans for the future. Concentrating our awareness in the present by attending closely to the physical sensation of the air moving into and back out of the tip of the nostrils. Trying to notice quickly when anything other than that one physical sensation is arising in the mind, and without judgment or frustration, lifting our awareness up from those distractions and placing it gently but firmly again and again on the breath. And when the mind feels more calm, we generate a broad and altruistic motivation for time, thinking of using this time to cultivate states of mind that are constructive, beneficial, that allow us to remain connected to a sense of peace and ease, and that naturally give rise to actions that are helpful and beneficial for others. Thinking of reducing in order to ultimately eliminate states of mind that agitate and disturb our own mind, and that often give rise to actions that cause harm to others. Wanting to engage in this process of inner transformation in order to be of greater and greater benefit to sentient beings. And with that motivation, we will begin contemplating the factors that we've alluded to, these factors that stimulate the arising of these troublesome attitudes, disturbing states of mind. We, on Monday, looked at specifically attachment. These factors are involved in any disturbing attitude. There are five. We may not get through all five today. The first of these factors are the seeds or the latencies of disturbing attitudes that, as an ordinary sentient being, are part of our mind. We have a great deal of familiarity from past action. We have not just earlier in this life, but from the Buddhist point of view over beginningless past lives. We have practiced anger and jealousy and ill will, covetousness, other afflicted, disturbing attitudes again and again. And so these predispositions are already formed in the mind. We can think, in this moment, I may not be experiencing anger or jealousy, but many times I can remember the causes and conditions coming together, and almost without control, noticing the arising of anger or jealousy or other afflictive states in my mind, because this predisposition is meeting with the right circumstances. So begin by reflecting in your own life how it is true that these latencies, these predispositions, seem to always be in the background, waiting for the cooperative causes and conditions. And then think that one of the main ways of dealing with these predispositions is to develop greater and greater introspective awareness through a regular meditative practice and through watching, observing my mind in daily life, trying to catch these predispositions blossoming into afflictive states. And try to think of any experience that you have with this introspective awareness. Be determined to increase your efforts. And then the next factor is contact with objects of attachment or objects of aversion. Object here means object of knowledge rather than inanimate object. So it could be a person or a situation or a thing. For us right now, whenever we meet an object that seems pleasant, attachment naturally arises, and we feel as though our happiness depends upon never being separated from this pleasant object. When an unpleasant object is in our experience, and again, without control, aversion arises, and we feel that our happiness is inherently threatened. And in order to maintain our happiness, we must separate from the object. So think in your own life, what for you are objects of attachment? And what for you are objects of aversion? And how are those influencing your life? Having reflected in that way, try to come to a decision about whether there are any objects of attachment or aversion. For now, it might be best to remain respectfully distant from, to temporarily reduce the level of contact due to what seems like extremely strong attachment or aversion that at the moment we're not sure how to deal with. Whether that separation might give more time, more space for our practice. also consider how to relate in a more balanced way to objects of attachment and aversion, recognizing that no object is entirely pleasant or unpleasant. So think too about how to recognize objects in a more holistic way. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And we'll dedicate. So recollect your altruistic motivation and think that by having engaged in this contemplation, you actualize that motivation, which has created positive energy in the mind. And think that that positive energy is something that you freely offer for the benefit of all sentient beings without exception. Thinking when this positive energy ripens, may it serve as a cause and condition to eliminate war and conflict, poverty, famine, diseases, disasters, all painful inner and outer conditions. May it fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly meet perfect teachers and arise in the state of full enlightenment. May I too achieve the state of enlightenment in order to work for the benefit of sentient beings perfectly. May any obstacles facing the Guru's long life be completely dispelled, and may I and all sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you.